things.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, those people who are currently playing tonight in Chester by Night do not believe half the stuff their character actually believes. This is a mature game for mature people. Please understand that none of what you see here is effectively real, nor is representative of the opinions of either the people at Gameweaver, the players involved, White Wolf, Mephidius, or whoever else is involved in the creation or otherwise of World of Darkness on the whole. Please do not emulate any of the things you're trying to see here, or if you are going to emulate at least half the stuff Lex does, make sure you get consent first.
Consent's important.
Oh dear.
Who wants to do the recap? I'm going to just turn into my law keeper.
Jay just loves doing it though.
Do I?
You seem to do it so naturally. I didn't take any notes last week, so I can't do it.
Guess I'll do the recap again.
See,
Law keeper gonna law keep.
That's what I get for being law keeper. Okay, so last week we started off basically 2 days after the shenanigans of June 16th on June 18th. We had several different things happen basically with the coterie characters. Elizabeth and Diamond were both in Elizabeth's room as Elizabeth was trying to deal with the fact that the asylum club that she has been setting up with Therese has currently had all of its permits blocked, and they didn't know why, so that was what Elizabeth was working on. Diamond was reading from the Book of Nod and read out the prophecy that's in one of the sections in the back. I can't remember which section exactly because there's a lot of them.
I wrote it down.
You wrote it down. I mean, I have a physical copy of the Book of Nod, but I'm not going to grab it. I could have just flicked through it. Excuse me. Whilst Diamond is reading the prophecy out of the Book of Nod to Elizabeth, she was kind of trying to multitask and failed and started typing a part of the Book of Nod in an email to Therese, which she then sent. So...
do not send an email of part of the Book of Nod to your boss who's a 6th Gen Malkavian.
Yeah, not a great idea. Not a great idea at all. Meanwhile, Alyssa was busy making more little cryptid notes for her records because that's what she does. She likes to keep everything wrote down. Whilst she was doing this, she was also thinking back to a dream that she had had, which again is more sort of the past life that she had. This one was set in what is, well, what the players know as possibly the Jade Prison, but the characters don't know that. And in this prison room, essentially, or tomb, so to speak, was Excalibur and a set of armour which was made from moon silver, but it's made to fit a male. And in this dream, Alyssa was a man rather than a woman. She put the armour on and grabbed Excalibur and then broke her way out of the stone wall that was in front of her and kind of ended up getting drawn to another room, but was then stopped by a lion and said basically what you seek is not the same thing as what you need, or what you need is not what you seek. Basically, don't go that way, don't try and open that room, what's in there will kill you. Seems about right. Arlo was busy picking out a new outfit for himself because he feels a little bit, well, not like a Toreador. He's feeling very angsty. So he tried to craft himself a new outfit and it didn't go quite according to plan. And when he looked at himself in the mirror, he didn't see himself, he saw a corpse. Basically what he should look like. His mirror exploded from the image because it was that grotesque. And he decided that he was going to go and see Elizabeth, but as he exited his room, he also had a weird visiony dream thing happen to him. And he also found himself in the Jade Prison. In his room, he found some armour and a bowl, and the armour was made to fit a woman, something that Arlo is very clearly not. This woman version of Arlo was very porcelain looking as well, and managed to break her way out of the room. And as she broke out of the room in front of her, she sees a man in armour. Armour that looks like Moonsilver armour. And the instinct was to kill that person, and so female Arlo shot the man in the back. And before anything else could happen, Arlo found themselves back in the normal world, so to speak. Whilst this was happening, everyone was getting packages delivered to them. So Arlo received one, Elizabeth received one, Diamond received one, and Alyssa received one. Everyone opened their packages, bar Alyssa, because Alyssa doesn't just open random gifts, because she doesn't take anything, ever. And everyone got different pieces of clothing. And I say clothing very loosely, because it wasn't really clothing. From Lex.
They were really expensive, I'll have you know.
Yeah, of course they were. So everyone got some very interesting clothing, and Diamond and Arlo got changed when Arlo had left the room. Elizabeth got changed, and Arlo went to find Alyssa, and Alyssa was, as usual, working out in the gym, because that's what she does. He basically asked if she'd opened her package. She said no, she doesn't want to. He explained that it was from Lex, assuming that they needed to wear it to go to the Velvet Glove, and she said she didn't want to go because it's a social situation, and Alyssa doesn't do social. So Arlo kind of accepts that and leaves and looks kind of upset, and Alyssa gives it about 5 minutes and then huffs and kind of screams a little and decides to go and open her box so that she can go to the club with the others. And so the coterie travel to the club, and there's lots of famous people in the club from all different backgrounds. Everybody got their own little individual party of what I can only describe as fangirls. And everyone did different things. Elizabeth went off and spoke to Jeanette. Diamond went off and was going around taking people's jewellery for some reason. Alyssa was stood up against the wall, basically not wanting to have contact with anything or anyone other than the wall, even though the wall was also of a gross level. She didn't even take her jacket off. And Arlo decided to basically go off and, well, have some fun with a bunch of those weird little fangirls. Very strange. Alyssa went and hid in the toilet because she thought that might be safer than standing out in the open. And whilst this was happening, Lex had gathered Diamond, Elizabeth and Arlo to go into the back room to what I can only describe as have some fun. But before this happened, Elizabeth got a text on the phone basically saying to turn the TV on, and it was sent from C, which we can assume is Lord Camden. And then, yeah, they turned the TV on and found out that Eaton Hall had been burnt to the ground. A couple of seconds later, somebody runs in and tells Lex that the club has been attacked. So they all kind of make their way out of the back room with Lex. Alyssa realises that it's really hot in the toilets and still starts leaving as she kind of goes towards the door, realises that the outside main room is on fire. Does a little bit of planning, puts some wet towels over her head, starts heading out and sees 3 people with flamethrowers all burning the room down. And as they looked at her, they shouted, well, they said more than shouted, "Blank body confirmed." Alyssa basically turned around, went back into the toilets, turned into a massive fucking wolf beast, and broke the wall down and went to search for the others at the other end of the hall. When she got there, or as she started getting close, Lex used one of his abilities and froze her to the spot. So basically the rest of them could get around because none of them knew it was Alyssa. But the prince, the prince knew it was Alyssa. Maybe it was something in the eyes or the smell or just something else, but he knew that was Alyssa. So basically Alyssa willpowered her way out of the hold and turned back into a human. And she currently has no clothes on because, sadly, clothes don't follow when you transform. But Lex was a gentleman and actually gave her his cloak so that she wasn't so naked. And they all started heading back down the hall the way that Alyssa had come. And the prince grabbed Alyssa's hand and off they all walked.
Okay. Right. Shall we begin then?
Yes.
So, the party as a whole are somewhat gathered in the. We were dicking around while you were doing the recap. I'm not apologising.
For God's sake.
I was listening.
I was listening. I was also, however, imagining Alyssa doing bow wow wow yippee yo yippee yay, where my Luna's at.
No.
Ball with a ball, the bang, boogie boogie.
Come on. We were just
So-
duetting Bring Me to Life.
Yeah. The country are currently basically behind the walls of the Velvet Coast. All around is just the feeling of oppressive smoke, darkness, heat, and just beyond, for those who are still of a vampiric persuasion, you can sense the slowly licking flames of fire. You probably at this point in time realise that if you stay here too much longer, you are going to start taking further checks.
Who of my cult is with us?
I believe there was only one who came specifically with you, which was the one who informed you that the place was basically being burnt to the ground.
I basically don't want to leave without my special member of the cult, the one I actually care about.
Your special member, eh?
Yeah, basically the only one I actually care about.
Okay, just to quickly go through.
Also known as my touchstone. And
Yes.
I need to make sure she's safe.
Your touchstone. Now, since we haven't actually covered this one in game as such, who is your touchstone?
My touchstone is a woman called Jennifer. She's one of the members of the cult who I've actually grown attached to because she has a bit of a Egyptian heritage, so I think she's kind of blessed and special.
So Jennifer's her name, yes?
Yeah. Jennifer's obviously not her real name because, you know, it's just not her at all, but I'd give her that name.
Okay, can you give me a quick description of Jennifer? Just so,
She has a, she's obviously been in the UK for a while, but she still has a little bit of her Egyptian heritage, so she's got a lovely kind of like black hair and a really nice kind of almost soft chocolatey skin tone. She also dresses really the part as well. She's usually in sashes with lots of gold and heavy eyeliner. You would probably think she's doing some kind of strange Cleopatra cosplay if you didn't realise what the whole deal behind it was.
that sounds fair to me.
She's not one of my retainers, obviously. She's literally, you know, my touchstone who I don't want to get burnt alive.
That's fair. And as of this point in time, she is currently nowhere in sight. What you do know for certain is that in situations where there is any kind of issue, you do have some level of panic room. What floor would they be on?
There's probably a panic room on each floor. Because she was probably working, she'd definitely be on the main floor. But it's basically just get a chance to go to the other floors in time before the fire.
Okay, then she's on the main floor. You are about 3 corridors away from at least the room where, just to the outside of the panic room, because the panic room obviously is sealed at all sides by heavy amounts of steel and titanium.
I was escorting the group towards the exit for the secret corridors, wasn't I?
You were.
I must say, my friends, I must do something quickly. If we just wait for a moment, I must grab something very important. and I will literally start running. I will even boost my speed with my blood to try and get there faster.
All right, make me a rouse check.
Rightio. Do. 10. Ah. I'm fine.
Okay, you're effectively putting it into dexterity. So
Yes.
you
so
start
Dex 12.
basically where you were originally sort of like starting off as a jog. You now broken into a full-blown run.
Yeah.
Instead of actually turning around the corridor, you basically dive into the wall and push off of one side to basically give yourself the maximum amount of speed down the next corridor. What's the rest of the coterie doing while Lex basically bolts?
Have the time to wait? Don't think we've got the time to wait somehow.
I don't think we have the time to wait either. I'm not really inclined to stand around and burn.
Yeah, same. Let's keep moving.
Yep.
So
Keep moving.
your passage carries on down to the end of this corridor. There is a turn to the left, and you've seen Lex has bolted to the right.
I have a feeling left.
Always left.
Is that a general consensus?
Wait, we can't just leave him here.
I don't know how conscious I am, really.
You are fully conscious. You were just afraid last I checked.
Yeah, I'd still been on whatever I'd had to drink as well.
Yeah, it's not enough to a vampiric constitution. Even the taste of any kind of alcohol or
I
stimulant.
just didn't know how long it would take to wear off, or if it had worn off when the fear happened.
It has not worn off. It very much is still there. It's not enough to impose a disadvantage on you.
Fair enough.
So, is that the general consensus of the country? Because apparently you're still heading left, other than Melissa, who's sort of put a stop to it.
Okay, can we actually see anything down to the left, or is it
More
just...
corridor. Just more corridor. It turns off after about 40 feet to the right.
Okay, so for all we know, this could turn into some sort of maze of corridors, and we won't know which way to get out and might end up getting lost without him anyway.
Correct.
But in that situation, we just go back to this point, and then we'll meet up with there.
But if it becomes a maze, as Diamond is suggesting, how do we find this point again?
Plus, if we're going to have to do that anyway, we're wasting enough time that we might as well have just stayed in place and not risk getting lost. I mean, I'm not saying we stand here forever, I'm saying we give him the minute he asked for.
I agree.
I suppose.
Makes logical sense.
So, Lex,
Yes.
you go bolting around the corridors until eventually you bring yourself out in what's effectively sort of very similar to the room you've come into this area from. It's kind of like a tiled, almost washroom.
Yeah.
There are pillars, everything is all sort of immaculate white. There's a big set of wooden double doors, but those doors look like they have actually been thrown off of the hinges. As you kind of like turn around the corridor to look into the room, you see the door to the panic room is open.
I pop claws and rush even quicker.
You bolt into the room, turn slightly, look around, and nothing. The panic room is pretty much empty.
I pull out my phone and just ring her.
Beep, 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 beep.
Is there anyone around at all?
No. You can actually start to feel the flames sort of in the hallway now, coming into this room, not the corridor, the main hallway that it basically leads out onto. You can feel the sort of oppressive heat level. There is nobody around here.
I scream out her name. Just to hear if I get anything.
Given the heat, given how everything's burning down, no, you would not hear anything back. The coterie, on the other hand, do hear you scream Jennifer's name.
Okay, it's changed from an item to a person. That's a problem, guys.
That is.
Let's just wait for him to come back.
After a few moments of nothing happening, I will go back to the coterie.
Okay. You basically come stalking around the corner. Everybody can see the claws still popped. And what I imagine is probably not a traditional jovial Lex face.
No, literally I just walk past them and just beckon for them to follow me.
And follow is what's happening.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. This eventually, after a while, starts. You carry on down the corridor, and eventually it dips down into what's basically the basement kind of level. After a while, it starts to look less like a panelled corridor and more like an underground set of tunnels and almost sewer-like, but they look like they've been actually constructed like actual shelter tunnels, effectively. This corridor carries on in a straight line for about 300, 400 feet before eventually it pops out at what must be a sort of service hatch in one of the nearby parks.
What are we going to do?
Well, Eaton Hall's been burnt to the ground. Mr. Lex's club's no more either. I'll quickly check on Asylum AJ on the phone. Has anything happened to it?
How do you mean? What has anything happened to it? How are you checking?
Is there checking news sites, etc.? Any other clubs that's been burnt to the ground in Chester?
No.
Because I'm going to guess
Well,
that.
to be perfectly honest with you, news reports come out the next day.
Yeah. Well, Eaton Hall was live, but yeah.
Yeah, because
We need a place to sleep.
I've got a place to sleep.
Is it safe? Will they know about it?
It's not in my name. Not in this name.
Then we stay where Diamond's place.
I
Makes
suppose.
sense.
The safest bet.
I trust her.
I'm not sure Alyssa will like it.
Why?
Because it's where I work. It's got a bed. And other places to lay down.
Right.
Oh.
But it's safe and we can go there for now. And nobody should be there.
You know, right now, I honestly don't care. We need to get somewhere safe.
Then let's go.
Okay.
Is it walking distance or do we need a car?
It's walking distance. It's a decent amount of walking distance, as it's just a flat, isn't it? Or is it a house?
Studio flat.
Studio flat. Basically, it's to the northernmost point of Chester. You would have to effectively walk through town centre to get there. It's horrifyingly close to the university.
Ah.
Oh, I sheath my claws at this point, by the way. That's a good point.
Good plan.
Yeah. Let's not have our supernatural abilities on show for the entire world.
Whilst we are walking, I'm just gonna try and grab the cloak to be tighter around me.
That's a point.
I also have spare clothes there.
I'm
Yes.
doing a lot of texting.
Anyone in particular you are texting?
I'm texting my two ghouls, Theo and Romeo, seeing if they're safe. Texting every member of the cult just to see what's going on.
One half of the texts return positive. Both of your ghouls return positive. Still no sign of Jennifer. I'm assuming you're making queries as to if anyone has seen her.
Basically, yes, that's checking who's there. That's my second text is, have you seen her? And Theo and Romeo know who I mean.
The first half of, well, I suppose the first quarter of the cult, effectively half and a half, pretty much responds back with a no. There is one, however, that responds with a yes, but it follows with they took her.
Do you ask him, did they see what they took her in?
Unmarked black van, headed to what looks like the courts.
Of course. Thank you. Diamond, what is the address so I can ask my ghouls to come and meet us?
You could quite happily relay the address, Diamond, without giving any specifics to real-life locations.
Okay, then I do that.
Okay. You start through the centre of town. Now, Chester as a whole on an evening, can I just get it confirmed the date, please?
It is, excuse me, it is the 18th of June. It's a Tuesday night.
Tuesday night. So it is actually the night for the rock night. So you do see people out and about who are with the standardised rock outfits. So what you're wearing out and about tonight is not particularly alien. There's a few people who give that additional kind of half glance to Alyssa, who's basically effectively in a cloak / trench coat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're all in really explicit clothing, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
But the majority of it seems to be just blased off. There's a few people who are overly rowdy students who kind of give you the thumbs up, seeing two guys walk away with three girls. There's a couple who sort of give the disdained look of how dare anyone walk out around this entire town's going to literal hell. But it doesn't take you too long to be out of their way and up to the north of Chester. You are currently crossing over a large roundabout. Behind you are a set of effective pubs and basically the main thorough route into Chester itself. On this roundabout to the left seems to lead off into basically sort of like dips down on a road, basically into what seems to be some part of a residential area. To the right there is a couple of large sort of looking shops, things like a wine warehouse, stuff like that would basically equate to stuff to just generally purchase. It carries on further down. Eventually you do start getting into the outskirts of the Chester Town Centre. But directly ahead leads towards where the university is. Now, the apartment you're looking for is on the right-hand side. It's about a third street down. You're just before where the university campus is on your left, but you basically pull yourself into the right up onto a sort of student housing area with one part of it that looks like it's basically got a particularly large house that's been segmented away into various different flats. The topmost one, which is basically takes up the entire of the top of this particularly gothic looking house, is your flat, Diamond. Now, on the inside, can you give me a quick description of what they see as they walk through the door? Show
Okay.
peaceful space.
4-poster bed.
Literally as they walk through the front door.
Well, it's a studio flat, so there's not much room.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, pretty much.
So you
4-poster
literally
bed.
open the door at the top of the stairs, and directly in front of you, after a small while, is a 4-poster bed.
Your Majesty, Prince Arlo,
Yes.
if I told you I know where these people have gone, would you be interested in joining me in destroying them?
Of course I would.
I believe they have gone to the courts. Around that is the area they have travelled to. The exact building I do not know, but I'm sure between us we can figure that out.
2 seconds.
That's the area that.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Apologies. Yeah. Apologies. And now I'm back. So, what was the last thing said?
Rewind.
What was the last thing said?
Oh, what do you last hear?
Just basically you asking permission to
Oh,
go destroy these people.
Oh, we weren't quite waiting for you then.
Alright, fair enough then. Then carry on.
It would mean a lot to me if we could destroy them quickly and take what they take back.
The ones that attacked your club, yes. They'll be there.
The question is, how long will they stay?
My Haven. Perhaps there are leads. If we follow quickly, we can grab onto those leads.
Yes. There are a few mortals who I cannot make talk. We get these ones that I will make them tell you the secrets, and then you can find the people that did this to you. As long as I can have my property back.
Understood. Well, they'll definitely tell us the secrets. Don't you worry.
It sounds like an excellent plan. Just one thing. Have we got some more comfortable, less revealing clothes that we could fight in available?
Definitely.
You are of the clan Gangrel, are you not, Elizabeth?
And?
I often see your kind not needing clothes to fight. You normally change your form as I change my form.
Your point being?
I don't understand why you need clothes.
Aren't you wearing clothes?
Because I have manners?
That's
And
enough.
we're going to be running through Chester Central?
Yes. And I'm sorry, but animal control is the last thing that we need as well.
Exactly. I am not turning into a giant wolf to run through Chester Central, people, which could potentially lead animal control and various other people, and would be a masquerade brooch. So,
Well.
clothing.
Out of us all, Alyssa needs the most clothes. And then I go sulk in the corner.
Alyssa's gonna go up to. Oh, excuse me, Elizabeth. Alyssa is gonna go up to the prince, and she's gonna hold a hand out in front of him for a second. Can I borrow your phone, please?
What about
If we'd finished with what was being said,
Mm-hmm. Ah, excellent.
also, she has a wardrobe that she goes to and opens it, and it's full of different types of clothes, some costumes, some normal clothes, male and female, and says, take your pick.
I understand. So yeah, Elizabeth's just going to go find something basic and loose-fitting. Because there isn't going to be a nice suit option.
That's not entirely true.
Ooh.
Some people
Okay.
like suits.
Okay. There we go then. Elizabeth isn't having the best-looking suit in there.
There's
I
a
mean,
difference between a suit and the best looking suit.
Yes.
Okay, a decent suit. A
There's a
suit.
difference between. There we go. A suit I'll live with.
Yeah.
Something she feels comfortable in.
It will be probably a dress suit. So a skirt rather than trousers.
She can live with that.
I mean, she could
Or
go as a
live
schoolgirl.
with that.
She could dress as a schoolgirl if she wanted.
Now. Stop bringing your own fantasies into Diamond.
Just saying the
Did Alyssa get that mobile phone? Sorry.
Not yet.
Oh.
We're looking at clothes now.
It's fine. While the prince is ignoring Alyssa's request for a phone, Elizabeth will hers and pass it. It's over.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
No worries.
I am going to. I'm going to call William.
Okay. You dial up William off of Elizabeth's phone, and a few moments later, there's this familiar. Who's this?
It's me. And if you
Have
don't
you
recognise
got a
my.
number?
Yeah. Well, interesting situation. Look, I need you to meet me. Can you meet me now? I'm quite close to university right this moment.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little busy right now. What is it you need, and how quickly do you need it?
I've been compromised and I need some new gear.
Compromised.
Yeah.
What are you about to bring on down on my head?
Nothing on your head. That's why I'm ringing from a number that, hopefully, isn't being tracked. But if it is, then I'll be destroying the phone anyway.
Considering your knowledge of Elizabeth's encryption methods, it's probably being tracked.
Yeah.
You just hear a moment's sort of sigh. What is it you need? Specifics.
I need... I'd rather not say this over the phone.
I can't do anything until you open your mouth.
Fine, I need weapons, and I need money.
Now, usually the way this works is you pay money for the weapons rather than me giving you money. You got to trade.
I'm just gonna go with I have money.
Have money, not a problem. Oh, blood Melissa. Just tell him what you need. Out of a personal black card.
No, we...
I'm
gonna put my hand over the receiver and I'm just gonna go, Elizabeth. We can't use cards. We have to go
have
cash. You have cash,
Yes.
Diamond. How much cash do you have?
How much cash do I make?
Well, as a general rule, you do not have a large amount of money, and especially since the fact you yourself have not been working. But you do have resources, and that equates to...
I have whatever people had in their wallets.
Yeah, I'm going to get to that part in a minute. I'm just talking about you personally. Personally, you actually have resources too. Most of it is tied up in this place, but you've probably got maybe 100 quid, 200 quid in the bank just lying around, but like change that won't affect the building.
I was gonna say, I probably don't pay for this place.
I can
I'd
almost
probably get
certainly
somebody.
say
I'd probably get somebody else to pay for this place.
yeah, but you still paid them to pay for the place. There isn't anybody. You don't have the level of presence that can offer
Yeah.
a permanent mind control.
No, just someone that I talk to sweetly.
Ah, sugar daddies.
I'd still say for that I'll say 300 is what you currently have in the bank, and that's just for general earnings, considering how long since the last time you've actually done any kind of work. However, in the wallets you find a further about £500 in cash overall, multiple cards because contactless is very much a thing, and probably
I just
the
put
two
all of this
necklaces,
out on the table.
which could have a value of anywhere up to a couple of grand.
Yep. I'm just going to put that all out on the table and go, we'll sort out the other things, but that's the cash and we can use the cards at least for tonight.
I look up from the corner and go, if you need any more, I can easily get you more.
I'm going to take my hand back off the receiver. Right. I think I've got something that you could possibly take, and you could probably get a good amount of money for it.
Right, okay. That's a bonus. I've not got a lot in at the moment. It's not like I keep a hold of a supply. It usually takes days to source this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know.
can tell you my personal sidearm. That'll cost you about 200. I've probably got some hand-to-hand stuff. If you want me to raid the university, I can get you a bow and arrow. But as a rule, you're not going to get any military hardware.
Okay.
Hey, don't give me that side. It's
No,
not my fault.
I know, it ain't your fault, and to be honest, anything right now is useful to have, so yeah. Let's go with that.
I'll have a look, see what's in the warehouse. Give us a bit. Give me about an hour to get there and back. I'm going to break off a thing.
Right, that's fine. I will meet you in the same location as last time, okay?
No, what you're going to do is you're going to come into the university grounds and you're going to meet me by the Binks building.
No, I am not.
Then we're not doing business, because if you're wanted and compromised, I'm not sitting out where there are cameras.
Yep, but if this phone...
Those are your options, take it or leave it.
You realise you saying on the phone where we are to meet is making things worse?
Yes, I'm 100% aware of that. Roll me a insight check, please, Alyssa.
Oh boy, an insight check. Oh, where we?
Insight and wits, to be precise.
And add your bonus in sarcasm by the sound of it.
Where we?
Well,
Where we? 3 successes.
Impression that there is some level of subterfuge being used here.
I'll be back in a minute.
Potentially, somebody's saying a location directly over the phone to try and get others to go to that location, not you.
Fine. Meet you there.
Understood.
And I hang up the phone, and then I crush it in my hands.
But
Sorry, Elizabeth. Look, with everything that's going on, you would know. Yeah.
it's fine. I'll get another one.
Yeah. Speaking of phones, and I'm gonna look at Arlo.
really?
Look, if we're being tracked, then they're gonna be tracking the
Switch
phones.
the phone off. Throw the SIM card away. Leave the phone alone.
We don't know how much they know about us. We don't know what resources they've got working against us.
If they're tracking our phones, they're tracking the GPS signal, which means turn it off, throw the SIM card away, and then you flash the phone to change its MAC address later.
On
Roll
the
me a computer check.
Okay. Yeah, okay, that's just straight into
Yeah, it is.
Dang.
no.
Yeah, so all that stuff you've just said
Could be gobbledygook.
Yeah, but
is
God,
complete nonsense.
Yep.
But it sounds legit, so maybe that is what you should do.
This is good point in time now to say, what is this you brought down upon my club?
We don't know, Lex. We haven't a clue what the hell's going on, but somebody has sold us out to First Light.
What is First Light?
They,
You do not know, Alyssa.
from the fact that they said blank bodies, I would
You
probably
still
know.
do not know what you've never encountered the second.
No, but we do know that First Light exists because we were told it in the very first session.
You are aware that the Second Inquisition exists. You are aware that the First Light as a project exists. The term blank body means nothing to you.
Okay then, fair enough. In that case, I assume...
Somebody has sold us out to an organisation.
Yes.
Someone knows that vampires exist and now they're trying to exterminate them.
Your enemies come to my home, take that which is precious to me, and now they will know the wrath of Set, and they will wish for the death that is sweetly denied to them.
All we're doing right now is wasting time with talking. Elizabeth saying that is going to pick up the suit she's picked out and go to the bathroom and change.
I'm still waiting for Arlo's phone.
I take it out of my pocket and I crush it myself.
Thank you.
I take out my phone and go, this is the only way I can speak to my followers.
Yeah, Lex, I'm really sorry. I truly am sorry that this is happening and you're caught up in it. But they came to your club, which means they know who you are, which means they are likely tracking your phone as well. The fact that you've already used it... We could already have this place compromised.
Did you say where we... Oh, doesn't mean to say where we are if you can track it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I send? Was I told the address, so I sent the address to my ghouls?
Yeah.
You did.
Right. Okay. Then we must hurry. And I crush my phone.
Can I tell what time it is by looking at a clock, please?
You just look at the clock. It is about 1:30.
Okay, we've got plenty of time because the sun doesn't rise as early as it used to anymore. Guys, we're gonna have to basically just get what we can from here, and we're gonna have to find somewhere else. Sorry, Lex, we can't wait around for your guys.
Theo and Romeo, they will find me.
That was a knock on the door.
Diamond, this is maybe for you.
I haven't made any appointments.
And Alyssa is going to basically motion that everybody like gets down behind something.
If I get in the
In the
wardrobe,
bathroom.
I'm
Alyssa,
just gonna look through the peephole.
well, that's what I was going to do.
Who's looking through, Diamond or Alyssa?
I was.
Diamond, the person on the other side is a Weasley-looking gentleman with kind of short black hair, has what looks like a duffel bag over his back. He's just looking around, seems kind of nervous. Just, you hear another...
Who is it?
Black hair. Weasley looks nervous, carrying a duffel bag.
I'm going to push her out the way slightly and look through the peephole.
You recognise it as William.
Yep.
That's what I thought.
I'm going to open the door slightly and I'm going to just very quietly... Anyone follow you?
He gives you this sort of tilted head look.
Just checking.
You gonna let me in, or are you gonna just leave me here?
Yeah. I open the door.
A few moments later, he steps in, closes the door behind, shrugs the duffel bag off onto the side, looking around at the small crowd. A few more people here that I'd like, Alyssa.
It's fine, they can be trusted. They're about the only people I do trust right now.
Uh-huh. He pulls the duffel bag open and sets 2 handguns, a MP5, and what looks like 2 suits of somewhat body armor onto the table. Best I've got.
One of the handguns.
No, honestly, this is great, thank you. This will help.
Yeah. So what have you brought down on me?
Honestly, we don't know. We don't know what's going on right now, but...
Have you seen the news?
Not particularly. I make a point of trying to stay off the grid wherever possible. There's only a few people who have my number, which I now have to change.
Yeah, well, this was an emergency. Eaton Hall's been burnt to the ground.
Well, commiserations for the Royals.
Yeah.
Who is this man? Who is this man we speak so much to?
He's one of my associates.
I see. This is nice gun. I take it.
I'm going to walk over to the table where Diamond put all the stuff down, and I'm going to pick it all up and hand it back over to William.
He just takes a moment and looks at the cash and the jewels and everything else. Sort of takes it and just fills it into the duffel bag. I've seen that necklace on someone before.
You
Probably
have.
What have you done?
I asked nicely.
And now you're being pursued to a studio flat by people you can't tell me who they are and need some heavy hardware.
AJ, I'm going to look at him and use a and basically activate a transfer and go, you've talked enough now. Time to go.
Okay, there's this small moment as his eyes just sort of glaze, turns, and just walks out, leaving the stuff.
including the cash.
Yep, he didn't pick the book. He got literally got told to leave.
Well, there goes my contact for all of time. Thank you for that, Lex.
I will bring him back with sweet words after we've killed those that have wronged us.
Right, okay, look, we haven't got time to be dicking around. Let's just grab what we can, and we're going to have to go and find somewhere else.
I'm gonna grab the bag and fill it with anything that I have that could be useful as money-wise.
We go to the courts now to kill those, or we wait?
Should be ready by now.
We don't wait.
Come back out the bathroom.
On this opportunity while we have it.
Also, I'd suggest that some of you change your outfits. Or put something on other than a cloak, Alyssa.
I was getting round to that. I kind of needed to deal with the other things first.
Well, that's a good point. I'm practically just wearing leather trousers and a few gold bangles.
Yes. Hence, me saying I have a closet full of clothes, wear them. Yes. And I'm going to grab something and wear it myself.
I do not wish to ruin your beautiful clothes, Diamond. I intend to be bathed in blood.
I don't care. I can be bathed in blood.
Shut up!
There's sudden silence. There was definitely a knock at the door.
I'm gonna look through the peephole.
There's no one there.
Crap. That would be a sign to go.
Mm-hmm.
Can we escape via the window?
I quickly grab some clothes.
Windows available to dive out of. If you peer out of it, you do currently see what looks like just an empty street, an empty front yard. There doesn't appear to be any other...
It would seem suspicious if we were suddenly jump out of windows and people might start talking.
Yes.
We go outside, we get shot at by whatever's out waiting for us.
Perhaps we do.
How high are we?
It's only a 2-story building, so you're probably about 10 feet, 15 feet from the floor.
Does it look like you can climb down? Looks like there's lots of
You could
handholds?
You could go out the window, and it's a gothic enough building you could probably climb down.
I'm going to go out the window and start climbing down.
Have you changed clothes yet?
No.
Change clothes.
We haven't got time.
Yes, we do. Change clothes. Just grab, even if it's just a shirt.
I changed clothes. You said there was a knock at the door and then nothing.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, so I'd like to activate five-fold sensory exercise.
Okay. You going to spend the essence to go with that?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So your senses just open up. Sight, smell, taste, hearing. Everything suddenly becomes more vibrant and more yes, to trip over words for that one. Yeah, intense is probably the right word. You can see everything up to including like cracks in the wall that are just beneath the wallpaper, basically where it's sort of like broken up. Everything seems to be more there.
Yeah.
But that's just for this room. You can hear outside there is nothing.
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 Oh, as I'm climbing down, I want to activate Eyes of the Beast so I can see in the dark, see in case I've got any better vantage points of people hiding.
Well, this is the thing, because you're basically just getting to the window by the time the prince has activated all this. And you go to open the window, but the window makes no sound. The opening of the actual lock effectively makes no sound.
Is
the
there
slight
any...
lifting makes no sound.
Can I hear any sound in here at all?
You could till that window was opened.
Oh crap. Shut that window now.
You mouth the words, shut that window now, because there is no sound.
I can't hear him.
I jump back into the wardrobe. And I basically put my hands in the air and jump back into the wardrobe.
Okay.
Can I do something?
Well, the prince has had an action, Lex has had an action. Let's say, Alyssa, you can have one now, then Elizabeth and Diamond both can have one.
Can I use Eyes of the Cat?
Okay. Yes, you certainly can do. Bear with me a second while I just quickly check your charms. What's that? So, Eyes of the Cat, yes. Dog tongue. Eyes of the Cat. Perception of cult is typically so, and assess hard to see the aura of power emanating from places of otherworld or supernatural energy such as nodes, cairns, freeholds, or haunts. You can if you wish. Do you wish to spend the essence to attune yourself to the to another realm of existence?
Yes.
Okay. So, everyone can slowly see a slight glow, ever so slightly like moonlight, appear off of Alyssa as a slowly burning tattoo-like disc appears in the centre of her head. Parts of her body seem to glow ever so imperceptibly. Roll me perception and occult.
Where is perception?
That would probably be... since we've adapted for V5, you're looking at Resolve and Occult.
This isn't going to go well. I only get 2 because I have no occult for some reason. So
You don't even believe in yourself.
I believed hard!
Okay. Only one of those was a success. It's difficulty 7.
Oh, can I use a willpower?
It's okay. Because 1 was all you needed.
Yay! Thank God for that.
So.
There's no god here.
Yeah.
Oh, there is. He's just not on your side.
He's just
But
vindictive.
Set.
Said nothing. So, your eyes flicker for a moment and then all of a sudden appear as like green slits. You start looking around. This area seems to be suffused with some sort of energy. Everything seems to be glowing just a little bit. You can then attune yourself a little bit more. Now, I'm going to give you a couple of options here. You can attune yourself to either the Gauntlet, which is the realm effectively of the dead, the Umbra, which is the space between worlds that you had associated with werewolves, or you can attune yourself to anything of realities. Basically, you can attune yourself to an aspect of reality. So, earth, air, fire, water, wood.
Okay. I'm gonna try and attune myself to the Gauntlet.
Okay. You attune yourself to the Gauntlet, and all of a sudden, your vision of the area changes. It's all dark and shrouded. There are cobwebs in every corner. As you kind of look outside, you see where there would be large buildings, there are just spiderweb-covered messes. The sky is grey and opposing. There is no sign of anything wild within this area. There are bits. There's sort of like little splatters of green where the grass and the trees have taken over. But for the majority, everything seems choked by woodland. Choked by cobwebs. You do not see anything within the Umbra. And you do not see anything other than that sort of suffusing power within the standardized reality. Elizabeth.
Yes.
As I believe a higher dexterity than Diamond.
Dex 4.
Yes, so you would definitely be going before Diamond on this one. What do you want to do?
Activate Eyes of the Beast.
Eyes of the Beast. So you can see in the dark.
Yep.
And you also have a deep red burning set of coals for eyes.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite intimidating, but that's about all it does.
Yeah. Nothing else really of use here, but it's about all I've got that's essential.
Diamond, what do you want to do?
Auspex, sense the unseen.
There we go. So, you sort of slip yourself back a little and just focus around the area, trying to perceive things that may or may not be there. You watch someone crawl under the window when Lex lifts it and starts entering the room.
Oh shit.
They're dressed entirely in black. They have a black hood over their head. And look like they're just trying to stay out of the way as they creep into the room.
Can I, like, walk over to them and kick them?
I mean, you can certainly walk in their direction.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd have enough time to do anything.
But that's about as far as it'll get. Lex,
Yes.
everything has gone immensely silent, even as you click the window up. You can start heading out if you want.
Would that be unusual for me? Would I really care about that?
Oh, this is... You can't hear your own footsteps, let alone anything else. This does seem unusual to you.
I'm going to stop and turn around and look at
So,
everyone and
you do seem to like the sound of your own voice.
As you turn around to look, you see Elizabeth's eyes burning red coals. You see Alyssa's eyes flaring green. You can't see the prince anywhere. You see Diamond walking over the corner of the window near to where you are.
I'm going to watch Diamond and wonder what she's doing.
Prince, what are you up to?
I'm currently, well, I'm in the wardrobe.
Uh-huh.
All the way to Narnia.
All the way to Narnia.
I was going to ask if he was coming out the closet anytime soon.
Oh,
I was fairly sure that something was about to hit us and hit us hard.
There's a few moments, and weirdly, you don't hear anything.
But weirdly, I don't. And the fact that I don't hear anything at all is extremely disconcerting.
I mean, you're not wrong. What are you going to do about it?
It's difficult because what I would normally do about it, I can't.
Would that involve celerity? Would it involve celerity?
No, it would
Or
involve war
specs?
specs.
Sometimes. The deal's when you make pacts with Oblivion.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, but there is something I can do.
Go on.
It is almost ore specs, but isn't.
Go on.
I can use the eyes of the dead.
You can.
It allows me to perceive dead things.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so,
And scrutinize magic.
what type of charm is that? Is that dusk, midnight, daybreak, day, or moonshadow?
Hold on. That is... I don't have that written down on my cheat sheet. That is... Daybreak.
Thought it would be. Through dead eyes.
Yeah.
Okay, so for reference, from inside the closet, you're not going to see shit. However, I do want a resolve and occult roll, please.
Resolve and occult. Resolve. Is it definitely resolve?
Yes, it would be under perception on the actual
Oh,
thing.
yeah. So perception and occult, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you're looking at 4 dice.
Yes, I am.
Difficulty 7. So 7's needed.
Oof.
1 success. That's enough, though. That is very, very much enough. Your eyes just glaze black. Almost like the pupils themselves just widen to fill the whole of your eye. The area around you,
Yeah.
you can now start to see. Incipient decay and entropy of the world, mimicking the red fire does so. Okay, so if you open the inside of this closet, you are currently able to see the exact points on where would be best to break it.
To break the closet.
Well, that's all you can see at the moment. You can basically see its effective weak points and the points where there is just the slightest bit of decay or entropy more than the rest of the closet.
Yeah, but I'd also like to crack the door slightly and peer out of it.
At which point in time, you can now have a much more view of the world. You can see, not quite glowing, more giving off a dull radiance, the form of Lex, the form of Diamond, the form of Elizabeth. Alyssa does not light up.
Oh.
You do, however, see the other form as basically there is something that is, as you're kind of like looking at it, almost like a bat sort of sonar, there's a ripple every so often over what seems to be another shape within this room. You can't see a physical body, but you can see the entropic element of them. Would you like to spend a point in essence to attune your sight to either the gauntlet, the penumbra, or one of the chimerical aspects of the world?
Oh. Actually, you know what? I'd like to spend a point and attune myself to air.
Okay. You take that moment and just sort of look around, your sight flickering ever so slightly. You can almost see the currents of air. You can see sort of twirls and sort of eddies where it looks like something is among it as it's sort of drifting back and forth. There is a definite look of air passing over this person. So where you're still seeing the sort of the black darkness that seems to be sort of pulsing across you can now see a more solid outline of air, as there is an absence in air.
Yeah. But I can't do anything else this turn, I'd imagine.
That's probably about all you can do, yes.
Yep, so I can see them, I can see that they're there.
Yes, you can. Well, listen.
But I can't say anything because there's no point. So.
Alyssa is gonna walk up to Diamond, basically getting close.
Okay, you walk up the side of Diamond. You can see Diamond is walking, looking at a space in thin air with intent.
In that case, I am going to prepare myself in case there is something that I need to attack.
Okay. I'm going to say the person's faster than both Elizabeth and Diamond. So, all of a sudden, you suddenly can hear everything again. There is the sound of what seems to be birds and the whistling of the wind through the trees. There is the sounds of exhaled breath, weirdly, from Alyssa, Diamond. You can actually hear it. And then all of a sudden, you just see this person half decloak in front of you. He looks up, raises one Nosferatu finger to his lips, and just makes a motion of just saying, "Shh," as he looks among you all. You can all easily recognise Jasper.
It's Jasper.
I was going to say, yeah. Nearly kicked him in the nuts.
Yeah, I was literally just about to jump on him and do the horrible thing.
Alyssa is just going to look at Jasper and shake her head.
I don't know who Jasper is, do I?
No, you
are
don't.
not familiar with Jasper.
How to respond to this?
Well, you kind of see us go from we're about to kill something to, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Not relaxed.
Yeah.
Note to self, I have deactivated my Eyes of the Cat, by the way.
Yep.
Did I see that?
What, the eyes of the cat? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You also are acutely aware that Alyssa is breathing.
Yes.
But she could just be lost in life.
And Arlo,
Was
his
in a
eyes
closet.
are black. Yeah, but his
Yeah,
eyes are
well.
black.
Yep, they are.
So I'm going to sort of turn and look at Alyssa, and then I'm probably going to see Arlo, and be like, what the fuck is happening to you two?
I thought you were a Toreador.
You see Jasper take 2 steps to the window and just close it slowly, offering a slight nod to Lex. You don't want to go out there.
Who are you?
Trust me. A friend.
What's out there?
You have picked up some unfortunate followers.
Great.
2 of them
What?
are no longer in the land of the living.
How
Thank
many
you.
are there?
There were only 2 that were around at this point in time. They look military.
So
Oh.
they know where we are.
Then why are we staying? We go out and kill them.
They will have sent these 2 to track you. At the point in time that they don't report in, they will then send more. But for the moment, you are probably okay.
Yeah,
I'd
but
give
not
us
for very
maybe
long.
No, I'd give us maybe half an hour.
This is best moment to leave then, yes.
Get changed first, then we leave.
Talk
If you
fast,
insist.
and then we leave. Godson has sent me. He's noticed that your house appears to be on fire,
Yes.
Yeah.
as is the club in town. My condolences. He turns to to Lex and nods.
Thank you, Nosferatu Jasper. How do you make the room so quiet?
A ability of the blood, something I learned from a Bahari.
I thought it was something I recognised.
Yeah, but you couldn't do it.
Why do you take lessons from assassins?
He smiles and just opens his coat slightly. You see the plethora of knives around his waist.
I walk over to the wardrobe and take a shirt.
So, I need to report back to Godson, but I need a report of what I'm here to find. So, could someone please tell me what has gone on that's facilitated a full-scale burning of your haven?
Someone has ratted us out to
Vampire hunters.
to some form of hunters.
Yes, that would be the Inquisition, from what I've been able to understand.
What a lovely name.
It holds exactly the connotations you should be worried about there. In some cases, call it Project First Light.
Then you know
We
more
have.
than we do.
We had a slight incident back in Los Angeles with these. However, basically, imagine for a second you are currently dealing with MI6 or MI5. This is basically what you're having to deal with.
Understood.
Diamond suddenly goes still. Shit.
Basically, the UK government has knowledge that they're not able to act upon entirely of our kind. This is probably... I'd say Chester is probably not a safe place for you right now.
No.
I spoke to someone in the club.
Who did you speak to?
Her name was Helena. She made me tell her what happened in the caves.
This Helena, was she kindred?
Yes.
The statement, how did she make you...
Well, it wasn't something I volunteered.
If it's the Helena I think it is, I wouldn't worry too much. She's not Camarilla, she's not Anna. She's not anything, she is just
Well,
Helena.
this happened the second after I told, like minutes after I told her she disappeared and this started.
Well, if that is the case, then she is definitely not the person in question, because she does not come with a squad worth of first light, and they would not be able to mobilize so quickly. The theory goes it is probably Manchester who has caused this.
Makes sense. Too much sense.
As this conversation's half going on, we will quickly speed over to Lex and Alyssa, who have snuck away to a nearby bathroom for a conversation.
Thank you for allowing me a moment of your time.
It's fine, it's the least I can do, considering you're caught up in this mess.
I think it is you I have to thank.
Why?
I think your friends would not have waited if not for you.
I think they would. I think they were just concerned. That was all.
I have a question, Alyssa. It is of a personal nature, but I wish to know those who I am now in bed with.
I mean, you could have used a better choice of words, but okay.
What are you doing using Blush of Life now? Oh, is that even the blush that you're doing now?
Look, I will be as honest with you as I can, given the situation. I don't know.
I have a second question for this, and this is even more personal, but it will not be a bad experience for you. May I sample you? I wish to know if you are still kindred.
I'm gonna take a guess at when you say sample me, you mean have a drink of my blood.
Just as you can trick your thumb, it does not have to be intimate. I know that you are very much reserved for the prince, and I do not wish to come between you.
I'm not reserved for the prince. I'm not reserved for anyone.
You wish to be.
No, I don't wish to be reserved.
I see it. I see. I spend my life seducting and playing with people's loves and affections. I see that you want him. This is fine. I cannot. This is not my place to interfere in your love. I just wish to know what you are. Set works in mysterious ways.
Sure. Why not? Like I say, you're caught up in this mess with us anyway.
This may also give you answers to the questions you seek.
Here's hoping. I'm gonna stick my finger out to Lex.
You wish for me to make the incision? This is okay, yes?
Sure.
Thank you. I extend my fangs and gently bite into it.
Okay. So, you do not have the power, I believe, that allows you to identify something. But you would definitely know the difference between vitae and blood.
Yes, I think I could probably tell what's mortal and what's not.
Okay.
Oh. Here we go.
Oh dear.
Rex,
Yes.
You did it silly.
you bite down ever so gently onto the finger and take in. Are you going to take about a blood point's worth effectively, or are you going to just take the slightest of tastes?
I'm going to take a mouthful. And then
I
lick the wound.
understand. I understand. All right. You will have to bear with me for 2 seconds while I quickly check what happens.
Oh, wow.
I think I know what happens.
I think I know.
Frenzy trust when Elizabeth did this.
Elizabeth only took a spot.
Good,
Yeah.
Goodbye, Lex.
Bye, Lex.
Bye, Lex.
I can handle myself in a fight a little bit.
No, you don't understand.
Oh.
Bye, Lex.
A drop of that blood made Elizabeth frenzy. A drop.
That's because it was filled with rage, and that was actually, unless I'm mistaken, that wasn't Alyssa you drank from.
Yes, it was.
That
Yes,
was Caleb.
No.
Caleb, she frenzied from Caleb when she did the blood test with her blood sorcery to find out what the new Alyssa was. She also had to take a frenzy test.
Yeah.
She didn't frenzy then, but she had to take a frenzy test.
Yes, but at the same time, that wasn't when Alyssa was what she is.
It was
Oh,
half.
Alyssa was-
Turning.
Yeah, turning.
So, Lex,
Yeah.
as you take in this mouthful, the first thing that crosses your mind is, this is definitely not Vitae. This is blood.
Mm-hmm.
But then you are just stood in a room on your own. You can't currently see Alyssa.
Is it the same room I was in before?
The walls at each of the corners starts to break. Like it's slowly disintegrating. This is basically some sort of LSD trip, you're almost sure of it. You've encountered more than enough drugs.
Yep. I try to focus on myself and use that as a focal point.
There is a cracking sound, and despite your desire to maintain a position here, you have to look up, and at that point in time you see one of the walls just break, and behind it is nothing but a star field. Darkness and pinpricks of light as far as the eye can see. You look to the left, and the next one starts to disintegrate away, breaking and just snapping.
I try to fall to my knees and start praying.
Nothing is answering, and for your first time, you are under 100% knowledge. There is nothing that will answer you.
Oh wow.
Set is dead. Set was diablerized. Set no longer exists. However, as you look up at the wall in front of you, the one of the last ones to go, you see it just break away. And before you can swear that you're floating through stars, you're floating through ethereal space, and slowly carving its way into existence in front of you is almost like a number 4. But at the top left of it, where you would have started the 4, there is almost a curve that comes off of that. I will send you the symbol now. Bear with me.
Oh no. Don't think I want to.
I
mean-
know that symbol.
What is that symbol?
That's one of the planetary symbols, isn't it? I can't.
Correct. That it is. That is
that
the side
Mars?
of Jupiter.
Jupiter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oddly, I have all of those on my wall.
I'll not bother sending it. I'll show you it later. As you're looking upon this, you can just see it start to flicker, and then flicker again, and then suddenly flares. You feel something burning in the center of your forehead.
I reach up and touch my head.
It's almost painful to your fingers, but not to your head to touch. But you can feel it sketching out the very same symbol. There is this sudden explosion of light, and then you're back in the room with Alyssa. Alyssa, you've just seen Lex sort of take a mouthful of his blood, look directly at you. His eyes are glazed for a moment, and then there is a sudden concussive blast that throws you across the room and then him across the room.
Okay. When I look at his eyes, I put my hand on his shoulder and kind of go, Lex, are you? And as the explosion happens, then I'm gonna shout really loudly. Well, shout, scream.
Everyone else, you just hear this.
Open the bathroom door.
What the hell?
my bathroom.
There is, basically, from where those two were stood, a shockwave that has dinted the roof, dinted all 4 walls, and dinted the floor.
Can't blame that on a curry.
Fuck.
I'm openly crying, by the way. Blood tears are flowing down my face.
They are not your crying tears.
Oh my.
Yeah.
What did you do?
It's not true. He lives. It's not true.
What the fuck?
Lies. It's all lies.
Calm. What? What's going on?
I just curved the ball, keep whispering it's lies.
What happened, Alyssa? Cause
For like 2 minutes. What did you do to him?
He wanted to ask some questions, and he wanted to know if I was still kindred or not, and I don't know, and he tried some of my blood.
He drank
And I
so.
left him like that.
Oh no. No. Thought we agreed that wasn't gonna. Oh.
She's breathing, by the way.
we know that.
Yeah, but why did this happen
Lex.
because she's breathing?
You can feel it draining.
The what draining?
Your vampirism.
Ooh.
I basically start clawing like I'm trying to keep it inside me. I just start ripping up my chest, trying to keep it inside me. This is the blessing of Set escaping me. This is like a fanatic trying to keep his god inside him.
Okay, we need to do 2 very simple things right now. One, pick up the Lex and get the hell out of this building.
Yes.
2, acquire a car and find somewhere to play low.
Yeah, we're getting out of here. We're getting out of here before the fire takes all of us.
Jasper has knelt down at your side, like, and is looking at you, intrigued. You have no idea the sheer, not quite bliss he's taking from your situation, but he's looking at you like there is this great mystery that's just occurred, and you are now something to be solved.
I've
He's
seen
almost-
him do this look.
The worst part is, he doesn't realize it, but he is actually now instinctively drawn to you, O chosen of Jupiter, maiden.
Yes, I called it!
I don't even know what's going on.
Sidriel!
Sidriel, yeah.
You're next Sidriel Exalted!
No, I knew that as soon as the Jupiter symbol was involved. I was like, yeah,
Yep.
Sidriel.
As soon as AJ said the number 4,
Oh.
I looked to the Sailor Moon post and went, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful.
Someone pick up the Lex and let us get the grab whatever is a useful diamond.
Oh yeah, I'm ripping into my skin here, guys. I'm literally, clawing at myself, doing harm to myself, trying to keep
Can we,
my...
knock him out?
Get out of here.
Yeah, I'm just
Subdue
gonna
the
grab
Lex.
anything with monetary worth, shoving it in a bag.
I mean, Alyssa still doesn't have clothes.
AJ, do
I'm
I
gonna throw a dress at Alyssa.
Alyssa's gonna catch the dress and just look at it and be like, really?
I grab a couple of black hoodies and, like, well, if there is such a thing in the closet, and possibly what the closest thing that looks like cargo pants, and I chuck them at Alyssa.
Do I bleed when I claw myself in the chest?
You do not have the claws to do so, but
Oh.
while you are scratching yourself, yes, there is blood coming.
Oh god.
You can literally feel the last ebbing flow of your vampirism leave, but we're in the point where it does, something else is starting to fill you. from the wounds that you've made across yourself, as everyone else is sort of like scurrying around you, they can all see a dull light start to appear.
I start licking at my own blood, thinking that's trying to get it back inside me. Pretty much, you know, a little bit deranged right now about what's going on.
There is a definite inability from the look of it to do anything about it, but try as you will.
Oh no, it's not going to do anything, but that's literally, this is all he's got right now.
Maybe if I could keep it inside, it'll stay.
Just keep drinking it won't go.
Just need to quickly check something. Of course, I never anticipated this happening. Okay. I need to know fucking color theory.
Oh yeah, one of the things that Diamond is shoving in the bag is a piece of paper that she had on her.
Okay, what was the note? Well,
the one that she wrote down earlier.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. The light that is spilling slowly out of your open wounds is a very dull green. It seems to be getting more and more vibrant.
Oh wow.
As you are being filled with energy. Actually, give me a second. I just want to check something real quick. Because there might actually be more. As much as I have just given you an exaltation, I don't know, since I've just seen some of the other associations, if any of them would match up better. Nope. We'll keep you to one side for a second, but we are still going to go with what I've chosen. Nope. And... no, cool. That's fine. I just know where the next part of that's going in. So... you get this distinct feeling almost of water around you, like you're swimming, like you're somewhat drowning, but you can't drown. The power within you starting to grow too much for you to be held back by such concerns. After a few moments of you just kind of looking down at these wounds and everyone else around you just looking down or grabbing things or trying to maneuver you in some way, shape or form, there is a sudden pulse again, and all of your wounds are healed. There is a sudden calm that passes over you. Your pupils seem to be flicked with tiny emerald stars. The sigil burning bright green on the center of your forehead. You understand. You know the secrets. All of them. All you have to do is reach, and they're yours.
I calm down and stop clawing at myself and just breathe.
And you do.
I love how Alyssa's reasoning for this was, I guess I owe you this much.
You feel a slight tickle on your cheek, Lex, as a weird sort of spectral hand just caresses it for a moment.
I look to try and see the source of the feeling. See if there's someone there.
There is no one there.
I just softly go, "Is that?"
If you like.
You're real, yes?
No response.
I get up and just follow the group like a sheep, a bit lost in my own thoughts.
I'm gonna sort of stand, well, with him, near him.
Everyone else seems to have gone and gathered items. You are all now dressed in some level of at least mildly sensible clothing. You've tooled up, you've set up. Go on.
I'm gonna suggest, if everyone's ready to go, can we trash the place first? Because at least that way it looks like someone was looking for something here. Might throw them off some sort of scent.
I mean, not a problem.
Sure, I can trash the place.
Sure.
How
Plus-
badly do you want it trashed?
Sounds like fun. Well, I doubt I'm going to be coming back or using any of this stuff again, so...
You might want
Nicely.
to grab anything that you liked a lot then.
Well, what do you think I got in this bag?
There.
Okay, let's make a quick job of this then.
Yes.
Go to the kitchen and grab a knife and just start cutting into any fabrics. Ripping them open as if whoever would try stealing stuff from here was trying to find hidden stuff.
Yep. I'm just basically chucking anything out of drawers and things.
That's fair. So as
Making
you
it look as though it's been robbed. Very
as
quickly.
you take the place to pieces, basically destroying what's effectively your not really much life's work, but your the majority of your possessions.
Yep.
We're going to take a break. Right. So, you've managed to gather all of the things required. Lex is looking somewhat lost, but that thing on his brow still hasn't dissipated. Prince, Alyssa, you definitely recognise this as something from one of your past lives.
Someone put a hat on Lex and let's go.
It's really
As-
pretty, though.
As it happens as well, Prince and Alyssa, you do remember from your dream seeing another door with this symbol on.
Yeah. I'm just keeping quiet, I'm not saying anything.
So, Jasper has been following you around like a puppy, Lex, just eyeing that symbol up.
Can I
It's like
help
he's...
you, Nosferatu?
I'm not sure what you can do right now, if I'm honest with you.
That
Starts sort
makes
of
two of us.
lurking around ever so slightly before shaking his head. Anyway, not the point. You probably should make a point of getting out of town after you've accomplished whatever it is that you're doing. Godson has provided me with a package for you, effectively. He reaches in behind and pulls out this small letter and what looks like a box, just a small sort of little cardboard box about 5 inches across by 5 inches across by 5 inches deep. Pulls them both out and places them on the table. The letter's a location he says is a safe house. One of his siblings is there. They will apparently look after you. As for this, he wasn't very specific, but he said it belonged to Alyssa.
It belonged to... Alyssa is going to look at the thing.
He simply shrugs. But once I was to pass it off to you, I was to make my way back. So he opens the door, opens the window. I will be getting gone.
We could use your help in destroying those at the court.
I will clear you what path I can, but I need to be elsewhere. There is something else that is occurring. I was under very specific orders to do this in this specific way.
You
It's
don't
fine,
seem to be-
Jasper. Jasper, just go. Thank you. And tell Godson thank you as well.
I will at that. He offers a slight inclined head to Lex and again looks over the head before just...
You don't seem to
Falling.
me as the person who follows orders, Jasper.
In this situation, he was very specific. It's not a case of following orders, it's a case of getting something that I require.
What if you could be given more to help us?
Lex, just let him go.
We
He-
need all the help we need.
Lex, let him go.
Let him go.
Okay.
He grins a little. Apologies. And then falls out the window. He just seems to dissipate as Obfuscate kicks in.
Can I look at the thing that apparently was for Alyssa, please?
It's a cardboard box, 5 by 5 by 5.
Okay, I'm gonna open the box.
It's dark inside.
Huh.
You can't see the bottom.
I'll put my hand in it.
As you reach your hand in, there's this...
Sword.
Weird that you mention it, there is a sword handle. But you go down to your elbow beneath what look basically you Mary Poppins the box.
Yeah, I gathered that much.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna pull out what's in the box.
Excalibur.
I'm literally just gonna put Excalibur down on the table, and then I'm just gonna, like, just the sigh of 1,000 years is gonna come out of me.
As you pull the sword all the way out, the box basically just snaps at the corners and drops in just a flat piece of cardboard.
Okay, so apparently me throwing the sword into the river in a box was not secure enough because Godson found it.
Well, at least you've got it now.
Or alternatively, the sword just has some weird way of making its way back to you, and maybe Godson couldn't open the box, and the box just had for Alyssa on it.
Who knows, but either way, at least it's here. It means I don't have to go and get it now.
Yeah, that is helpful.
Okay.
That will not be easy to smuggle through town.
Can it be put back in the box for now? I mean, it's a small cardboard box, but that's clearly some sort of weird magic.
Doesn't look like there's a box there anymore.
It is just a flat piece of cardboard now.
Yeah.
Right.
Before we go into battle, I have a question to probably both Alyssa and the Prince, seeing you both special. What am I?
Well,
What are they?
what? We don't even know what we are, truly.
I can't call upon the blood. I cannot do my powers. It's what?
You're
what
not
is
giving
it?
off any radiance. I mean, you're still pretty as hell, but you're not
Yeah.
aurored.
Yes,
We
that's
could figure this out round a table when we're safe, and I can test people's blood to tell you what you are. Let us leave,
Elizabeth, we're
please.
about to go into battle, though. I can't use my powers to fight. I haven't got the ability to change my body to fight.
Try.
Well,
Okay, so the way it
You're
worked
gonna have
for
to
me,
learn fast.
at least, I essentially I tried to call upon my powers, and weird new ones came out.
Let's put this simply. We have two pistols. We're going to fight humans. I'm hoping.
Let's
go
go.
with the go with
Live
that,
or die.
please. Right. Now, serious question: can anybody drive?
I can drive.
Can you hotwire a car?
I think I can.
Can ask nicely for a car.
That works too. Let's go find us a car.
I can also drive.
Excellent.
Does this make you and Diamond our most proficient weapons now? Since you are now the blessed of the kindred, you are more powerful than what we are? I'm so confused.
I don't think so. I think you've become something more entirely. You're not exactly human, are you?
I'm going to be fair. I saw Alyssa's war form. I wouldn't tangle with that to save anybody's life, let alone mine.
I
Let's
did run
leave.
screaming away from her.
Diamond, do you think you could turn me back?
I can try, but not right now.
Thank you. This is so wrong.
I'm gonna look for a car that's possibly unlocked, any that might look like somebody's left the keys in, or anybody that looks like they're going to. I can take.
Unfortunately, you are basically currently in Student Central. No one here has cars. However, as you head towards the sort of the grounds of Chester University, you do start to notice there are faculty members there that are clearly either
That is who I was looking
nearby
for.
or the hour is like 2 o'clock in the morning now. There is no chance of finding anyone with their car, but you can definitely find a car that is hot wireable easy enough. One that will fit all 5 of you quite comfortably.
So I understand an old school Ford.
Closer to a new Tesla.
Oh, the only reason I say old school Ford is because you could unlock them with a screwdriver.
Yeah, there are some cars that you can unlock in different ways as well.
Yep.
Just gonna find a car that looks like we can get into it then.
So, let's see here. I'm gonna need a larceny plus dexterity check off of some people to break into a car.
Also, before we leave, I will put a bin bag over Excalibur for Alyssa, so it looks like a lob.
3 successes.
Okay. You managed to easily break into this thing without causing any level of damage to it.
Almost like I've done this before.
Yeah, you clearly have broken into cars multiple times, and there's just that right kind of point, right at that pressure, pop, open it does. You managed to hotwire it on that roll with 3 successes quite easily. And in no time, all 3 of you are heading off towards the Chester courts.
5.
5. Apologies. So, those who aren't aware of Chester courts, feel free to give it a Google. You're looking for the 360 panoramic view.
Yes, let's set off all of the learning of the AI learning on our computers. Is it the Chester Crown Courts or the
Chester courts?
That's what
If you type it into Google, you will find it is probably the panoramic Chester Crown Court picture you're after, yes. So it's a large building, very sort of light brown stone, multiple pillars over the main door with a statue out front. It's a near enough empty car park. There are additional buildings to the left and right, and it is in some way, shape, or form connected to Chester Castle.
Yep, got it. That's pretty.
So, you pull yourself up just to the outside. You can see in that car park there is a unmarked black van.
Oh, goody.
What do you want to do?
Well, Alyssa's gonna basically stealth our way through this.
I'll just get out, lean against the car and see what everyone else is doing.
So, main building, there are about 12 windows up top and about the same again on the bottom. Multiple different points of entry. That's just from this side. The building to the left, 2 doors, 2 floors worth of windows. Same to the right.
Right. One moment.
Assembled in a horseshoe pattern. Actually, you know what? Hold on. I'll do this just in case we're not all not looking at the same thing.
Elizabeth is going to eyes of the beast up to get a better night vision.
Firstly, I'm just going to quickly bring up pictures. If I just get new. So, first things first. That and that. So, for reference. Okay, the Jupiter symbol doesn't want to show. That'll give me instead of painting the blood then. But as for Chester, that's basically what you can see.
Mm-hmm. Well, Alyssa is going to go and see if she can find an open window, or a window that opens.
Okie dokie. Go for the bottom or the top?
Uh,
Either way's easy enough for you.
Yeah, I'm going for top.
Alrighty. If I'm correct, you might be able to draw on that picture. I want you to draw an arrow towards it from the place. You right click, and it should give you the option for pointers.
Yes, it does.
Or for drawing. If you would do me on it and point at your window of entrance. Excellent. Anyone else doing something?
I'm trying to figure out what I can do.
Okie dokie.
Eyes the beast for the
I
night
probably
vision.
should find a way of giving you access to your... Can someone please link the Exalted book?
I've got the Exalted book. I just haven't got a page.
You need a page number.
I've been just reading through the.
This is the Exalted versus World of Darkness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you are looking then for the start of your charms to begin on page 103.
How do you skip pages in this version? Is it find? No.
I think the charms you're looking at about 111. The secrets, Sidereal Secrets charm.
But there is a charm taken from each tree, so it would start at 103
Ah, here we go.
and go down.
Okay, yeah, got you.
Right, found it. Charms.
Was that huge, Heath?
Hmm?
On the picture?
What, the pointer? Yeah, the pointer's mine.
No.
Now, who wrote Suck It First Light?
Nice.
Me.
Wasn't me either.
I wish I could say it was me.
Diamond.
Nope. I haven't even been looking at the picture.
Jade.
I am going to use auspicious aspect of journeys to try and figure out the best way in.
Okay, so...
This is me trying to figure this out.
Alright. After a fashion, the way that power is used is you will receive a message that basically goes, this will be the journey that you should be taking as such. That said, as you're basically looking at, you can kind of see, as you sort of tap into your essence, the weave and web of fate that seems to connect almost anything.
And I go crazy.
There is no specific one way that is right or wrong for that charm. There is definitely, however, a slight glow from the building, which at least indicates it is the middle building where your journey should be.
I'm going to shrug and go, set wheels, and get out the car and walk towards the middle building.
Okay.
Well, if decisions are made, climb out of the car and follow, eyes of the beast up.
Yeah. I'm going to follow Lex because he appears to be peeling off somewhere.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna follow as well with Sense the Unseen on.
Okay. You activate Sense the Unseen. Make me a rouse check. I know it's not needed normally, but for this particular situation it will be.
Where's my rouse check thing?
Just roll a d10.
Thank you.
You start to feel slightly hungrier as the beast inside you wakes. It seems like it's stretching like a cat. Like it's not. It's been asleep for a while.
Yeah, I haven't been hungry for a while. I can't find my hunger on there.
It's okay. We'll say it's 2 for the moment.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like it's meant to be 2. I haven't been hungry.
You look out across the building, and while there are nothing you could say would be linked to the people inside, there are definitely ghosts here. Multiple of them. All
Wonder if they're
benign.
friendly or pissed off.
They appear to be benign, but they're all dressed in Roman legionary armour.
Interesting.
They're arrayed either side of that central path upwards, and they're looking at anyone who was walking past them towards the building.
Okay, I'm going to keep a quiet eye on them.
Not telling anyone else?
What, anyone else doing anything?
No, I'm saying you're not telling anyone else, Dan.
Oh, not telling. Sorry.
Oh, I didn't hear
I
that.
heard the last bit of that.
Yeah. No, I'm going to whisper. There's a ghostly legion here.
Because... Oh.
So, Alyssa, you've already headed off to that top right window. Lex, you're heading straight down the middle towards the main door?
Yep, I'm just following this strange new light. It's the most certain thing I've had since, drinking from Alyssa.
That's fair. You managed to get up to basically where the statue is.
Mm-hmm.
Looking around, you can see there's a single door that enters. There are no guards, as far as you can tell, but there are cameras. They are swiveling and sort of are now pointed at you.
This must be part of the journey. I carry on walking, very confused.
Alyssa, I want a larceny plus dexterity check for a quiet entrance.
In that case, I'm just rolling dex because I have no larceny. Can I use some willpower and roll again, please?
You can spend a point of willpower and reroll up to 3.
Yep, guess which 3 I'm rerolling. Wow!
2 successes.
2 successes. Fucking hell, that was shite.
You open the door, open the window even, and you find yourself in what must be a waiting room for people about to be taken in for trial.
Okay.
There's a single door that leads out of here. Everything is quite quiet. You can't hear anything beyond this room. It seems relatively holding cell-esque in here. You're welcome to try the door.
There's definitely nothing in the room that catches my eyes.
Nothing in the room that catches your eyes.
Okay, I am very quietly then going to try the door.
Okay. You try the door is locked.
Cool. In that case, and there's no other door in this room, just this one.
No other door in this room.
Well, there's no quiet way for me to break the door down.
Lex, as you enter into the building with the entourage following you, Diamond, you see as the last person entering, the ghostly legion just watch you enter and then turn back to face each other. Is anyone else doing anything other than Lex, who is walking in just directly?
I've just been told that there are dead people everywhere.
Yes.
So I'm going to try and see them.
Your eyes glaze over that familiar black. Looking around, you can see everywhere. There is at least a legion's worth of Roman soldiers here.
Can I spend an essence to attune myself to the gauntlet?
You can. There's that familiar sort of like black flare around you for a moment as you're tuning yourself to the gauntlet.
Yep.
Everything suddenly becomes the gauntlet of the Umbra.
The gauntlet.
Hold that thought. So the separation between the spirit world and material. Just trying to think what you would see there. These things exist as well. It's almost like looking into effectively a Shadowland.
Yeah.
This is the separation. It's kind of like purgatory.
Mm-hmm.
Entering into this is... You're not quite into the Umbra.
Yeah.
It's sort of almost like a dark version of it. There's no spiders, no cobwebs, no nothing like that. What you do have here is the other sets of spirits, the tortured spirits, those who have been those that are basically making up the barrier.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing you see them, they all sort of like shift and move. You can now see them swirling around you, almost like fish.
Can I still see the Roman legionaries?
Your vision spread over both. Yes, you can. But they do look like they have not crossed over, nor have any intention of crossing over.
Okay, so they're not in the world of the dead. They're sort of in between the two at this point in time.
They are manifested in the world of the living, but they are not visible in the world of the living.
Understood. Can I try to interact with one of them?
What do you want to do?
I'm gonna salute them.
You're going to salute the Roman soldiers.
Yeah.
Hand across the chest, Romanesque salute.
Yep.
They look at you for a moment, see how you're seeing them, and you can see this as well, Diamond. They all turn on the spot like an actual legion, and as one, are they?
So,
You have an army.
I'm going to activate as well on top of what I'm already doing, exquisite etiquette style.
Okay.
I would like to have the exact try and call upon the etiquette necessary to lead a Roman legion.
Given how they are manifesting, you do not believe that while you could talk to them and offer what etiquette you could, they themselves are not mobile, and they appear to already have a task.
Understood.
They are set there.
They're guarding.
Maybe.
Interesting.
I'm going to turn and slowly depart into the courthouse, following the rest of everybody. But I'm just fully aware that they're there.
Ditto.
Okay.
And that they have noted me.
So, you're the first one through the door, Lex. Inside this room, it's particularly large, with multiple passages that seem to lead off to various different courtrooms.
Right.
There are benches that are just lining the wall. There's an area that would usually have a guard in, but doesn't appear to have anything.
Oh.
But beyond that, there doesn't appear to be anybody here.
Where does the golden line say to go?
It doesn't anymore. It was literally just showing the actual building. You could call upon one of your other charms to try.
I don't think any of them would work right now in this setting.
Possibly the snake.
Oh, yes. I will summon my snake and wonder what it is as it comes out of my mouth and ask it, where is Jennifer?
You see it just sort of slither down your arm and off through what looks like a weave of fate. You count to 5 heartbeats. Really weird, considering you can count your own heartbeats.
All this point, just looking at it, going, "What in the set's name is going on?"
And 5 seconds later, the snake appears back, and you hear a whisper that gives you a direction to your right. The corridor, you basically see the thread it took light up.
I thank the snake and ask it one more question before it goes. I ask it, "What do you know of Set? Do you know the truth about Set?"
Of course I do. I'm you.
And what is it?
You know the truth about Set.
No, tell me the
won't-
truth. Tell me the truth.
But you won't admit it.
Be gone with your lies, and I start walking towards the directions.
Okay. You all see Lex wander off down the rightmost passage.
Did we see the snake coming out of his mouth?
Yep.
Okay, that's right.
Given up asking questions, Daniel. I've just given up asking questions.
The worst part of it was the fact that you also heard the snake.
Okay, yep.
I have given up asking questions at this point in time. We are supernatural beings, and things just keep getting weirder.
Yeah, I thought vampires were weird. Dude, there's clearly so much I'm missing.
In this conversation, as Lex has got off, you see Lex come out the leftmost corridor.
Gonna follow him, I guess?
No, he went out the right, he's now walked back into the room from the left.
Wait, what? How did you do that?
How did I do what?
You realise you've walked out of that room, walked down that corridor into an identical room with identical people in it, Lex.
Who are you? How do you get
What do
here?
you mean, who are we? We've just been standing here talking about the snake thing.
No, you didn't. You were behind me back through that corridor. This is a new corridor.
No, we haven't moved. You
Literally, we
just
haven't
went
moved
that
yet.
way and came back out that door.
But I went that what? But
This
This
isn't
is
a-
some Scooby-Doo level bullshit.
Yeah, this isn't a normal place.
No, this is not usual.
Great.
but
Alyssa,
Just to make things even easier.
upstairs, what are you doing?
Well, there's only the one door, isn't there? And I can't open it without making a huge amount of noise because it's locked. So I'm gonna go back out the window.
You step out of the window and fall into the same room as everyone else.
Oh, shit. What the Oh, this is a trap.
No, yep. I was in a room upstairs, I tried to exit the window, and now I'm here.
This is a trap.
This is a maze.
Straight into a trap.
Scooby-Doo level bullshit.
Great.
How did-
As if the maze that we dealt with last time wasn't bad enough. Now we have this one.
How did you all get here? What's going on?
We can't get out. If we try and get out, we end up back in.
Good. If I've still got Through Dead Eyes active,
Mm-hmm.
can I use it to scrutinise magic and see what sort of magic is going on here?
You cannot. It is not something that is
Yeah, I'm
achievable
assuming
through Dead Eyes.
sense unseen.
Sense the Unseen, on the other hand, is picking something up.
Oh.
It's hard to tell, but this room... The room looks fine, but there is something... The air feels heavy. Like there is some level of energy in the room.
It's definitely some sort of magic happening.
Okay. So how do we stop it? Because my usual answer of punch it in the face until it stops doing whatever it's doing isn't going to work here.
No, it's really not.
I'm not asking the snake. The snake lies.
No, you just don't believe the truth.
No, it's a lying snake. It lies.
It's not lying, it's you. You just don't want to admit something that you've spent your whole life believing.
That is the point of faith. You believe it even though other people say it's a lie.
It's not other people. It's you. You know it's not. That's really fucking annoying.
Okay, guys,
Why
we're
are we
just
arguing this.
wasting our
We're just-
energy.
Yeah.
And making noise.
Yes. Can I activate Eye of the Cat, please?
Okay. You activate Eye of the Cat. This room is glowing, like brightly glowing, but the colours it's glowing seem to be shifting like some sort of a kaleidoscope.
Well, that's not helpful at all.
There is a definite feeling that you are in some sort of energy nexus, possibly a manse.
Okay.
Hey, man. What do you see, Alyssa?
Lots and lots of colours. And it's really bright in here.
Wonderful, it's pretty.
Super bright. I feel like I need to spend an essence and attune myself to another realm of existence.
Can we go into another realm of existence and just, not be here anymore? That
Nope.
would be amazing.
Nope, I definitely...
As you're talking, you hear a door slam down the top left corridor, and a few seconds later, a woman comes running out that you recognise to be Jennifer.
I run straight towards her.
She looks directly at you, smiles widely, and runs straight into your arms.
I basically embrace her and I just whisper, "Who did this to you? Who touched you? What did they do?"
This sounds like a trap.
It doesn't matter now, my dear. I have them boggled for now, but we need to get out of here.
No, we must kill them for what they did to you, for daring to lay hands on you.
There are too many, and my power is growing weak. She looks over at the door, closes a hand, and you see it just snap open into the normal dark of the evening.
How the hell did she do that?
How did you do this, Jennifer?
A
Who
gift
the
of
fuck
Set.
is she?
Set works in mysterious ways. Let us go.
Hang on a minute.
I don't fucking trust this.
I don't trust this either.
She just happens to be right where we need to be and just able to help us just like that.
This is... I know this is her.
Can you test that it's her?
Not anymore.
What did you... was she a vamp? Was she kindred? Was she human? Was she ghoul?
She was just human, but
Then
no.
how does she have a supernatural power, Lex? Wake up.
No, it's fine. This is after all that's happened
It's
this
not
evening.
fine.
No.
Not at all.
Stay away from her.
That is not the person you're looking. Whoever has trapped us here has done it very well.
They're giving you what they know you want.
Jennifer,
So
tell them that they're lying. Tell them the truth, Jennifer.
She looks at you. Why would I lie to you?
Exactly. Why she wouldn't lie?
Jennifer might not. But you have no proof other than the fact that what you can see in front of you. And what if it's a shapeshifter that just looks like Jennifer? What if it's someone who's killed Jennifer and taken over her body? What if it's someone controlling Jennifer?
Wake up, Lex. We are supernatural beings, and we are trapped in some form of supernatural trap.
Yes,
You
we
can't
are.
just say it's set for everything.
Jennifer, tell me something. Tell me something only you would know, and then we know it's you.
She leans in to your ear and whispers exactly what you want to hear.
That's Jennifer. Only she would know that.
I'm gonna walk up to Jennifer with Sense the Unseen on, just looking at her.
I click off the safety.
Don't you dare.
Stay away from her.
What am I going to do to her, Lex? Why would I hurt her?
Because I know what you are and what I'm not, and what you could do, and just stay away from her. She's
I
safe
have no
now.
reason to harm her. I just want to look at her. I want to make sure that she's exactly who you need her to be.
Whilst this is happening, I am stealthing around to get behind Lex so I can get the gun off him.
Roll me stealth and dexterity then. Versus Lex's resolve, wits, and I would probably say resolve in this situation. Yeah.
Let's just double check. Do I have any extra dice? I don't think I do. Unless, where is... Have I gone too high? I can't tell. There we go. Am I correct in thinking, AJ, that my Excellence of the Raging Moon is on?
Excellence of Raging Moon is on as much as you're willing to spend essence into it.
Yeah. Okay, so, yeah. So 1 essence, add 3 die to all rules using the arrow. So yeah, so 3, 7, 11.
11 dice.
11 is apparently not an option on the dice thing, so I will have to do this as
10 and then 1.
no, because there's not. Oh yeah, there isn't. There's no 1.
There's no option for 1.
There is no option for 1. The 4 successes.
Okay. Lex, to oppose.
Where's resolve on this?
Technically, it's under perception.
Right, so, okay, right.
Wits and perception.
I'm probably not going to beat this.
I don't know, I only got 4 out of 11 dice. You got 5.
Listen,
Dang, son!
you duck down low and start to slowly cloak, and as you come walking around the corner, basically sneaking around, you just see this gun pointed straight at you. Lex isn't even looking.
Please, don't do this, Alyssa.
Put the gun down, Lex.
I can't let you hurt
Put
her.
the gun down. We're not gonna hurt. We're not gonna hurt
So why
her.
are you sneaking around like an assassin?
Because you're pointing a gun at people, Lex.
I got it out. I've not pointed at anyone until people started sneaking. You all want to hurt my Jennifer.
No,
Lex,
we
don't.
want to
One, don't use the
see.
American argument. 2, we don't want to hurt anybody. We want to make sure everything is legit.
I know. She told me what I needed to know. Trust me. I know the truth.
Lex, think about this. Torture is a thing in the world.
But look at
Standard
her.
humans do torture. This again could be a shapeshifter that's just got every bit of information on Jennifer.
Look, this is stupid. What type of shapeshifter? You have your eyes. Look at her. She's not some Nosferatu.
My eyes
disguise.
will not tell me that.
Diamond, you use your eyes. See if she's a Nos in disguise.
Says the unseen.
Diamond.
Hell.
You
Hell.
guys can't hear me. Sorry.
Ah!
Yes. I never turned Sense the Unseen off.
Just looks like a normal human.
What does she smell like?
Human? Well, hard to tell, really. You're just going to use sense of smell through one of your disciplines?
Yeah, I would guess so.
Heightened senses.
Yeah.
She smells like a human who has had a lot of sweat.
What exactly did they do, Jennifer?
Can we ask, if you trust her, can we ask her this away from this place?
I think we need to ask now if that's okay, just because we might still need to fight them.
Okay, that makes sense, Dan. That makes sense. Jennifer, could you please answer her?
They tried to take me and tried to get me to confess to things. Tried to get my information that I knew about my beloved. But I used Set's gifts to confuse them.
How long have you had Set's gifts?
All my life.
She's chosen by Seth. Like I knew the snake was lying. I knew that's falsehood and lies. This is fine. This is all fine. You are a reward for my faith that it's all still real.
Hello. Oh shit. Didn't say
Yeah,
that.
you just did that. You did. You definitely said that.
Yeah, I did.
Just did that.
Too late. I'll do that.
What did she do?
I said hello.
You see the sudden look across the prince's face as he looks towards you. And all of a sudden, everything starts to fade in darkness. The outside world no longer looks like that of a inviting escape. It just looks like a slowly encroaching pit of blackness. The shadows in this room start to get darker. You can see parts of the glass not breaking but melting. And from out of every shadow start to reach small, clawing hands.
Oh.
Am I afraid?
No.
You are not,
Okay.
but you are wary because this looks like death.
I grab
Jennifer is afraid.
I hold her close.
There's a weird sort of scraping sound, like some sort of claws being dragged across metallics. Before you see Jennifer's eyes go wide. The gifts, they have stopped. They're coming. And all of a sudden you just hear the sound of footfalls in the distance.
Yes.
Multiple of them.
Time to leave.
They're coming.
Madness.
Post haste. Out the door. And Elizabeth will bolt for the door. Because that's, yeah. That's
Off into the dark.
No. I hold
Door's
here.
not there.
No, the door's there. Just beyond it. Dark.
As in pitch black, and not even my eyes of the beast is piercing through it.
As in Oblivion black.
Yeah.
Right, I understand. I'm not going out the door. Pop claws and wait. Prepare for a fight.
Who's doing this?
Nobody is doing this. Something's being taken.
What? Speak plain. What is being taken?
You hear the sound of staccato, rapid-fire gunfire, and then the first scream.
What the hell's going on?
I can't see it.
With my eyes of the cat, can I attune myself to the gauntlet, please? Spending an essence to do it.
You flash your eyes, and all of a sudden, before you is the gauntlet. Your tattoo's starting to glow ever so slightly in blue. You can't see anything around you, but you definitely can get this weird, oppressive sense that something might have been let loose. There's that feeling of a beast off of a chain.
Can I see into the Shadowlands?
This is not a Shadowland, nor is a Shadowland in the area.
No, I didn't think there was.
I mean, yet.
Yeah.
I don't think you should have done that.
Done what?
That's not my name.
Yes, it is.
Not
No.
anymore.
Not anymore.
You changed, remember? Like, you've changed.
The second scream, the sound of something dull and painful hitting a wall.
Are those the mortals being killed we can hear?
Can
I
I
don't
tell?
know.
What is it killing them?
You wanted them dead, didn't you?
Yes, but by my own hands, not by some thing.
Thing. No, this is not a thing.
Then what is it?
There's the
Nothing.
cracking sound of wood as something seems to. Picture it as something sound like it's punching through about 4 inches of wood. And a person.
It is nothing.
Okay.
My dear prince.
Does not sound like nothing.
No,
am
it's-
not nothing. The first hand claws its way around and rips part of the wood away.
Okay.
A figure slowly starts to walk out.
She's here now.
Who's here?
It's a male.
Ooh.
Who are you?
You see, as he slowly lifts his head, a pair of coal burning eyes, lithe, dressed in a suit, bloodied hands shaped like claws, massive fangs.
Wait a second.
Prince, you remember how you threw your name away?
Yes.
There's something else called Arlo.
Ah, shit. Something's taken his name.
No,
No.
something always
No,
had his name.
We're our beasts, remember?
Oh.
And your beast is
Yes.
now loose. And that is where I'm going to end for today.